scared of it. Yeah, I'm scared of being hunted. I'm scared of hunting.
500 over 10 is like relentless.
Welcome back, friends, enemies, and those whose quads are still traumatised by Loombar Street from last year. This is the Handicap Times, the only podcast where time does matter, but everyone's ego matters more. We are coming to you from the Handicap Committee headquarters, and I'm your host, Sam Pollnow. You may know me as the head field marshal of the Bilgola 500, but today we're cracking open the spreadsheets, the VO2 guesswork, and the thinly veiled rivalries that make up the Bilgola 500 pursuit and make it the most ridiculous, glorious running event on the calendar. We've got returning juggernauts, brand new plus ones, surprise dark horses, and strategic sandbaggers. The handicaps are done. You can expect fireworks, expect fallouts, and expect 3-minute K pace from someone who had a bit of a sore ankle last year. But this isn't just a race. It's a yearly pilgrimage of inflated self-belief, tactical excuses, sacred Strava segments, and deeply flawed maths. Now, while the architect of the Bilgola 500 pursuit is taking a year off, and the man may be absent on August 10th, don't think for 1 second that he hasn't been busy behind the scenes. His iron grip on the rule book, the spreadsheets, and the passive-aggressive Facebook group messages live on. So the field is set. We have a full start line of 16 incredible runners. But before we jump in, a quick little rundown of how this pod's going to play out. First up, I'm going to be going into a bit of housekeeping. Next, I'm going to do the runner profiles. And finally, the ever-controversial official handicap start times. You can fast forward to the end if you don't want to listen to me jabber on, but I'll try and keep it short and sweet. This is the Bilgola 500 pursuit. This is the handicap times. Let's get it. All right, so firstly, a bit of housekeeping. Just a few important bits of information for everyone involved. As I mentioned, the dictator has been busy behind the scenes. He works non-stop for this event. And just wanted to give all of you, all the returning athletes know about it, but the newbies, you will be sent a welcome pack in the not too distant future. Gives you a little bit of background on the course and a few other bits of very relevant information that you need to know. In regards to the course, over the next week, the field marshal will be out and about around the course, and he will be using this very fitting colour, very Strava-ish, to mark any cut-throughs, critical turns, different road junctions, so you know which way to go. I will try to mark every left turn, right turn into cut-throughs, as I said. So keep an eye for orange arrows on the road and gutaway. If anyone's looking for a recce opportunity, I am planning to do a B500 loop this Saturday, probably late morning, early arvo-ish. Going to give it a bit of a push. Going to try for around the 1 hour mark. So if anyone's keen, I'd love the company. And if you can't make it onto the next thing, no worries. But I know we sound like a broken record, but it's an actual necessity that everyone has done a loop before the day. That is one of the prerequisites to be able to run on the day. We need you guys to do a loop. Clockwise, anti-clockwise, it doesn't matter. Both directions would be even better, but if you're looking to go out and you're not sure where to go, you can download the map from Strava or just hit us up on the messenger group. I'm sure someone will be keen to go along with you and take you round. And yeah, it just helps us get the handicap times as close as possible. And on that note, the handicap times that I will go into at the end of the video are not set in stone. So just like last year, the handicap committee accept written submissions, video submissions. You can send them privately if you don't want to make it public, or you can put it straight out on the Facebook Messenger group. If you want your time to be tweaked up or down, these will be reviewed by the committee, discussed, and we will come back to you with a decision. Okay, so let's get into the runner profiles. I'll try and make this as short and sweet as I possibly can, but I wanted to give everyone a little bit of a profile so that every athlete knows who they're up against. So I'll start with the latest added and work our way through. So first up, we have Fritz Arkin. I hope I've pronounced that correctly, from Division 2. This will be his debut appearance at the Bilgola 500. I won't go too deep into his stats. I do have a lot here, but I know it's going to take too long and you guys are going to get bored. So I just want to do some notable mentions of everyone as we go through. So for Fritz, he's got his 1 mile is a Strava error, but he does have a run that he did with a verified 6:21 mile, which was a 3:57 kilometre pace on the Flying Fox Loop for a 9th place there, which is incredible running. There are amazing runners that do that all the time. So a top 10, amazing effort. He's fresh off a Hyrox effort. He's an ex-triathlete. In summary, for Fritz, the unassuming Dutchman, Fritz training stats might fly under the radar a little bit, but a closer look reveals strength, grit, and serious leg speed. Throw in a bit of Dutch stubbornness, and you've got yourself a Bilgola 500 dark horse. If the course doesn't chew him up, expect him to absolutely fly on the day. Next up, a man who loves a cowbell, Mark Key. So this will be his debut appearance in the Bilgola 500 pursuit, but he has completed a loop, hiking at that, in a 2 hour and 21 minute time. So he has ticked that box. He has got a Bilgola 500 logged. He has self-labelled himself the human sacrifice of the 2025 Bilgola 500 pursuit. He's only logged 111 kilometres to his name as of 2025. But in summary, he brings the Irish edge to Division 2. He's Penny Keys +1 and an Ultra Trail Kosciuszko 50 kilometre finisher. He's a seasoned athlete with a love of the grind and a taste for finish line beers. I've witnessed it firsthand. He's got some catching up to do on the Bilgola 500 loop, but don't be surprised if this seasoned all-rounder digs deep and delivers something special come August 10th. All right. Next up, a man of many talents is Kim Peterson, another Div 2 athlete. This will be his debut appearance at the Bilgola 500 pursuit. He's recently returned from Norway, where he raced a brutal 25-kilometre trail event with over 1,200 metres of elevation, and he finished 22nd out of over 120 participants. He's competed in every CrossFit Open since its inception. So Kimbo, he's a classic dark horse. He's not flashy on the Strava stats, but don't let that fool you. He's an engine of an athlete with deep reserves of toughness and intensity, and a pacing king. He's a CrossFit lifer, trail runner, and competitor to the core. Kimbo will not back down from a challenge. Another exciting +1 added to the mix. Expect this one to surprise a few come race day. That brings us to a man who slipped into Paul's DMs and nabbed himself a coveted spot at the Bilgola 500 pursuit. Sam Faasen, Div 2 athlete. He has not yet logged a Bilgola 500 loop. But he did take on the UTA 100 in May. He says he went out a little bit too hard in the first half, which will not be an issue for Bilgola 500. It is all gas, so just send it, mate. He's known for trail running with a baby carrier on his back. Loves a ruck by the look of it. So come race day, he'll feel like he's flying. He's locked in his spot thanks to a well-timed call-up from Paul McBride and has thrown himself into the Bilgola 500 spirit. His UTA 100 finish, local top 10s and massive vert totals show he's got the legs. Now we just need to see a loop. Another Sam in the field, my man, and running without the baby carrier on his back. Watch how fast this guy can go. Next up, representing the Brannigan / Brown, we're not really sure, lineage, we have Michael Brannigan, Div 2 athlete. This will be his first appearance at the Bilgola 500 pursuit. Notable mention of one of his stats when we were diving. He's got 10 pages of top 10s, but that top 10 list includes an impressive 3rd place on Angofra Avoid the Spiders segment, which is one of my favourites, just behind heavy hitters Brynn, Berg and George Morton Ramwell. So hats off to you, mate. That's one of my favourite segments, and you're top 3. So In summary, Michael is a promising entrant in Div 2, carrying the legacy of his father and bringing a strong affinity for technical and elevated terrain. His recent improvements and enthusiasm for the course make him a competitor to watch. The Bilgola 500 will be his proving ground, and we're excited to see him carve out his place. Which takes us to... Oh, yeah. A man who... I don't think I can put him in a division. This is the one and only Corey Arkins. So his recent form... He doesn't really need an introduction. He's got a ridiculous amount of crowns and top tens. His recent form, he ran a fiercely contested Sydney Trail half marathon, finishing a very close second against elite/pro athletes. Pretty much put him in the same grouping. His race day credentials, his fitness is unmatched in the field, combining speed, endurance and climbing prowess. His only real risk could be navigational errors. His fitness is locked and loaded. In summary, Corey is beyond Division 1. A true superstar, amongst mere mortals. His volume, elevation and speed put him in a league of his own. His recent performances show consistency and tactical mastery on challenging terrain. He stays sharp on course navigation. If he stays sharp on course navigation, his time is going to blow everyone else out of the water. Moving on, we have the big man, Neil Duns. Neil who? It's just, I still don't get that. Dunsey. 2024 Bilgola 500 entrant, but he listed a DNS. He was, taken out with injury, but he stepped up to film the now iconic inaugural documentary that went viral across all platforms. His recent form, he ran an anti-clockwise Bilgola 500 loop in 1:13. Then after uploading the activity, realised he had COVID. So very tricky to nail down this handicap of yours, Duns, but we've done a lot of calculations to get there. In summary, after sitting out 2024, Duns is back with purpose. He's put in the work and knows every twist of the trail. And even when struck down with illness, still clocked a highly competitive time. Expect big things from the big man on August 10th, and good luck getting past him if you catch up to him. He's one big unit. Next up, the Queen of Hills, Penny Key, Div 2 athlete. Her 2024 Bilgola 500 clockwise time of 1:13.18 got her the second closest to her nominated handicap. She beat it by 41 seconds. Well done, Pen. Her recent form, she had a strong early year training block for the postponed 6-foot track. She took on Sydney High Rocks doubles and smashed it with Amy Pollnow. Paced me at the miler, which, as Sean rightly mentioned in episode 1, was the only reason I got over the line. There is one caveat with Penn. Technical descent's still a challenge. Her FOFO, fear of falling over, is still there. We know that. But if it flips from a clockwise loop to an anti-clockwise, she gets more road downhill, so that will be a huge tactical edge. But in summary, her climbing resume is undeniable. 8 of her 15 crowns are straight uphills, and her engine is built for this loop. Whether it's a backyard ultra, a 1K rep, or a steep hill repeat, she shows up in form. Last year's head-to-head with Amy was close, and this year looks to be even tighter. It's power versus precision, hill queen versus downhill beast, and whichever way the loop goes, Penny's coming for it. Which brings us to the next athlete. She loves a navigational error, but she also loves a techie downhill. Amy Pollnow, Div 2, her Bilgola 2024 Bilgola 500 brought her in at a 1:11.53, and she nabbed the closest to her own nominated handicap time. She beat it by a mere 8 seconds. So her recent form got her a top 10 age group finish at UTA 2022. As I said, she just completed the High Rocks with Penny, but also competed in the women's pro singles, and is currently in Switzerland, I think, training in the Alps and preparing to race Bilgola 500 Pursuit when she's back. So in summary, Amy ran the fastest female time at the 2024 Bilgola 500, but the gap was tight, and this year's rematch with Penn promises fireworks. It's a true clash of strengths, Amy's technical downhill against Penny's unmatched climbing ability. Expect this battle to go all the way to Porters. On to the rawest of raw dogs, Paul McBride, another Div 2 athlete, second place overall last year, and also the second biggest sandbagger. He ran it in a 104.57. His recent form, he did run the B500 in a longer trail run of 21 kilometres. It included an anti-clockwise Bilgola 500 loop. Maybe he's onto something there. He ran that in a 1 hour 16, just keeping up with his sandbagging form. But in summary, Paul's had an absolutely gigantic year competing in the inaugural UTA miler, and this diesel engine is climbing back into form. His 2024 time will likely set the benchmark for this year's handicap. Whether he can better it is the big question, but the Rawdog has surprised before, and he's not done yet. On to the man with the worst ankles in running, Richard Barry, Div 1 athlete. Now, his 2024 Bilgola 500 pursuit time was not true to form. We all know he ran a 59.25, which is no slouch, 6th fastest overall, but he was derailed by a well-documented navigational error. Missed that critical Palm Grove pinnacle turn while deep in the zone. His story, I feel, has a great, or could have, a great redemption arc. Obviously missed out on a likely podium in 2024. But he loves the Bilgola 500 course and owns major segments like the Circle Climb, Crown Funk, Down the Crown. And I hear that he's been working on navigation and he's hungry to set the record straight. In summary, on current form, Rich, he looks like a sub 50, looks very achievable. He's a natural racer with top end speed, climbing legs and unfinished business here. If the course doesn't beat him, don't be surprised if George might be handing over that trophy. Well, moving on to the ever mysterious Lachlan Jones, another Div 2 athlete. His 2024 Bilgola 500 clockwise time of 57.14 got him the 5th fastest time overall, second closest to his handicap prediction of 57.42, beat it by about 30 seconds there. I think it really fired him up, the Bilgola 500 pursuit, because a month later he went on to run the City to Surf and clocked a 10k PB, which, just shows that he's, I've got it here in summary, a passionate, pace-driven competitor with a proven race day engine. Expect him to go faster in 2025 and probably argue about his handicap again too. On to myself, the lone Div 3 athlete of the Bilgola 500 pursuit. And last year I clocked a time of 56.32, which was the 4th fastest time and came third on handicap, obviously, and also the 3rd biggest sandbagger behind Paul and George. I was rightly ridiculed for that. Won't be happening again. My recent form, I ran last week, ran a PB half marathon, and I'm eyeing a sub 3 hour city marathon. We'll see how that goes in a month or so. In summary, my flat speed has improved dramatically this year, but my vert training has been minimal, to say the least. I was really hoping Sean was going to be on the start line so I could overtake him again, but not to be this year. But keep your eyes peeled, as I said, this Saturday for a Bilgola 500 loop. I'll be giving it probably an 8 out of 10 push, so we'll see how we go. Getting to the pointy end, the co-creator of the Bilgola 500, the one and only Warren Rolfe, Div 1. His 2024 Bilgola 500 time of 52.52. He was the 3rd fastest on actual time, 4th on handicap. His recent form, I just want to point to this one session, which really took my interest. 17th of July. He did 6 kilometres of continuous hills, up, downs, with splits. Get this, like a 359 up, a 357 down, a 402 up, and a 355 down. It was just robotic pacing across heavy elevation. And that, my friends, is not gap pace. That was average pace. It is insane. So in summary, he is absolutely flying. He has the legs, the form, and the course-specific training to blow last year's time out of the water. A sub 50 looks not just possible, but probable, especially if Crew Wife is there cheering him on. Little shout out to Crew Wife. Love to see you there. All right. Everyone knows this, man. Everyone hears him before they see him coming. The Growler, George Morton Ramwell, Div 1. Obviously clocked the fastest time of 50 minutes and 18 seconds in the 2024 Bilgola 500 Pursuit. Outright winner and handicap champion as well. The heaviest sandbagging on record. He has done a ridiculous 50,000 metres of elevation this year. Just wanted to note that. He's also just finished training in the UK, nabbing top 10s across the country. But I think the biggest point to make with George, he's had a fueling breakthrough this year. He's adopted the Rawdog nutrition protocol and he reports feeling better than ever. Fueling now a strength and not a liability. So I'm expecting big things, George. He's returning as defending champ and firm favourite amongst the returning top 8. His confidence is high, and so is the chance that you'll hear him coming before you see him on race day. He's ready to hand over the trophy to himself. We'll see about that. And then, last but not least, the Norwegian Whippet, Brynn Berg. Ran a ridiculously good time in 2024 Bilgola 500 Pursuit of 50 minutes and 44 seconds. Got absolutely smashed by the handicap. We all know that. He's currently training in the motherland, Norway, training up a storm on crazy technical elevation. So fitting for the Bilgola 500. He's in outstanding form. He's stronger, sharper, and climbing better than ever. His recent hill repeats, I thought that he was using an e-bike. The only reason we know he's not is because he was training with the other boys, but it was like he was floating up the hill. He's a weapon right now and definitely has an axe to grind after his brutal handicapping last year. I think revenge is on the menu for Brynn. Okay, so that sums up all the athletes. That's the runner profiles. Now, what we've all been waiting for, the actual handicaps. The committee has been going back and forth, debating, arguing, talking, getting dictated to. And I'll run through from the biggest handicaps down to, I'm just going to say Corey, obviously. Now, what we ended up landing on for the top 8 last year, we were going back and forth and who's been training more and less and what could it possibly be. Where we landed was everyone last year on the Bilgola 500 ran a PR. And it's really hard to replicate that on a training day, not with those race day nerves, excitement, tapering, all of that. So where we landed was what we wanted to do was we wanted to reward people that have been training hard and putting in the effort for the Bilgola 500. So for the top 8, we've decided to keep all of the 2025 expected finish times as the actual finish times from 2024. So that's just a little precursor to coming into it. I just wanted to sort of give a background. For all the newbies, for all the new plus ones, we have dove into your stats as best as we can and come up with the times that we have. Now, as I said, we will take written submissions, video submissions to ask to have them tweaked. But what we really need, as I've said multiple times, broken record, I know, is that we need some more data, specific Bilgola 500 data to tweak to get those handicaps exactly dialed in. You've probably been marked a little bit harder than what you might actually run. However, without that data, we can't be sure, and we don't want someone running away with it, finishing minutes ahead of everyone because the handicap has been incorrect. There is also the 10% rule, which is actually 5%, but you've got to go back to the older podcasts and things to understand that you can't run more than 5% faster than your handicap time or you'll be disqualified. So all that aside, let's get into the handicap times. First up, one last thing. The max handicap that we have on the Bilgola 500 pursuit is 1 hour, 15 minutes and 30 seconds. So no one can get a time. Everyone has to start within that time. So Mark Key, we have you starting at 1 hour, 15 and 29 seconds, 1 second after the clock kicks off. Penny Key, you will have the same time as last year at 1 hour, 13 minutes and 18 seconds. Then from then on, we have Michael Brannigan starting a mere 8 seconds after you at 1 hour, 13 minutes and 10 seconds. Following on is Kim Peterson at 1 hour, 12 minutes and 34 seconds. On from that, we have Sam Faasen at 1 hour, 12 minutes and 14 seconds. Then we have Fritz Arkema starting 1 second later at 1 hour, 12 minutes and 13 seconds. Then we have the Amy Pollnow at a 1 hour, 11 minute and 53 seconds, what she ran last year. Duns, we've had to go back and forth on this one a little bit. Obviously, you ran a 1 hour, 13 with COVID, so we know you can go quicker than that. We know you've got more in you than that. We've got you at 1 hour, 11 minutes and 22 seconds. Looking forward to hearing from you on that. Then we have Paul McBride, second place finisher last year at 1 hour, 4 minutes and 57 seconds. Then we have Lachlan Jones at a 57 minute and 14 seconds. Then we have myself. I ran a 56.32 last year, but I've taken a minute off that time to go down to 55 minutes and 32 seconds. Then we have Rich Barry. So we've had to dial this one in as well, Rich. And we've put you down at 53 minutes and 14 seconds. On from that, we've got Warren Rolfe finishing in the beautiful time of 52 minutes and 52 seconds. Then we have Brynn Berg, 50 minutes and 44. The Growler, 50 minutes and 18 seconds. And Corey coming in at 46 minutes and 46 seconds. So obviously Mark starts first, Corey will start last. Corey will start 28 minutes and 44 seconds after the timer begins. I hope you're all ready. I hope you've enjoyed the podcast. I've enjoyed bringing it to you. It's been many sleepless nights getting these times right. Look forward to hearing your feedback. That's the Handicap Times signing out. Thanks for listening.